Hi everyone! Thank you for watching Ica Artist watercolor painting video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and now let's start painting. Today I'll be comparing 6 types of watercolor paper by introducing 6 differences and doing some paint tests. Here are the 6 paper I prepared. Daler Rowney Aquafine Texture, Canson XL, Canson Montval Watercolor, Canson Heritage, Saunders Waterford White Block, Muse Lamp Block. I've put Amazon links below in the YouTube description, so you can buy the ones you're interested in after watching this video. So first, they're all cold pressed, acid free, and 300 grams per meter square. So let's mainly look at the 6 differences. The first one is block. Saunders Waterford and Muse Lamp are blocks, which are a little more pricier than loose ones. So blocks are where the edges of all the papers are glued together, so you don't need to stretch your paper. You can start painting right away. And there's one section that's not glued where you can stick something thin and sharp like a palette knife and slide it to the side to cut off a sheet. But I noticed that if your paper is 300 grams per meter square, your paper usually doesn't buckle. Let's move on to sizes. I usually get a size that's around A4 size, which is 21 times 29.7 centimeters, so I don't need to cut the paper and can scan easily. But if you want to get a high quality and expensive paper, it's good to get a bigger size and cut them into smaller pieces. The third difference is the number of sheets. Most watercolor paper that's around 300 grams per meter square comes in 12 to 15 sheets. But Canson XL comes in 30 sheets and it was around 1,400 yen. That's around $14 without exchange rate. So I usually use these when I draw for practice or for myself. The fourth difference is the colors. The colors of the papers are slightly different. They're mostly white except for Lamp Light. Lamp Light is leaning more towards yellow. The fifth difference is texture. They're all cold pressed, so they all have some texture. But you can see that Canson Heritage and Lamp Light are very rough. Then Waterford, then Montval and Aquafine, then Canson XL has the least texture. And the last difference is what they're made out of. Canson XL is made out of Wood-Pulp, which is a mixture of wood only. Aquafine and Montval are made out of Cellulose, which are mixtures of plant fiber like wood and grass. And finally, Lamp Light, Waterford, and Canson Heritage are made out of 100% cotton. 100% cotton paper is said to be good watercolor paper because they hold more water and you can enjoy the colors bleed longer. And in the long run, the color of the paper doesn't change, so it's best to use 100% cotton on client works. I will also write the 6 details below in the YouTube description, so check it out after this video. Now let's do the paint test. I use Silver Black Velvet round brush size 4. And for paint, I use Winsor & Newton Cottoman series. The colors were Permanent Rose, Cadmium Yellow Pale Hue, and Turquoise. On each paper, I tested 5 different paint methods. First one is just one color. You can see if you can paint one layer smoothly with no blobs of paint or white spots. Second is gradation. So I painted a very pigmented square, then added water to my brush and painted, and added more water to my brush and painted until the brush had no more paint. In this, we can see if it can make a smooth transition with no hard lines. Third is the wet on wet technique. So I painted a circle and made spots of different paint. I wanted to see how much the paint will bleed into each other, so if the paper can hold more water and for longer, we can enjoy it bleed more. Fourth is color mixing. So I painted 2 different colors next to each other and painted over each other in the middle and see if they can create a smooth transition between 2 colors. And the last test is layers. I painted a circle and dried it completely before I added a layer on top. I wanted to see how the layers looked on top of each other. After doing these 5 tests on each paper, here are the results. I noticed that it was a bit difficult to make smooth layers on Aquafina and Montval, and the textures on the paper made spots of pigmented areas. Canson XL has the least texture, so it was smooth, but you can still see some pigmented areas. The other 3, Canson, Heritage, Waterford, and Lamplight, had smooth layers of paint, and the colors looked more vibrant than the first 3. For the gradation, you can see hard lines in Aquafina, Canson XL, and Montval. And for Canson Heritage, Waterford, and Lamplight, there were no hard lines and the transitions were quite smooth. There were some pigmented areas, but that's most likely because of how I painted them. For the third test using wet on wet, I think that all the papers did a great job with the bleed. Canson XL has a smooth surface, so the colors spread out evenly. Waterford had the longest bleed time, so the colors spread out the most, so you'll have more time to enjoy the wet on wet technique while painting. I loved Canson Heritage because it kept its vibrant colors while bleeding just the right amount. The fourth test was color mixing. Aquafina, Canson XL, and Montval mixed and made a lighter color, giving a bright impression overall. Canson Heritage, Waterford, and Lamplight all mixed with a darker color, so it kept its pigmented colors while mixing on the paper. And for the final layering test, Canson XL has a smooth surface and the paint becomes lighter when it dries, so you can enjoy the transparencies of the layers the most. Aquafina and Montval had spots of pigmented areas, so you can enjoy patterns when layering. Canson Heritage, Waterford, and Lamplight was a little bit more opaque, so each layer kept its color even when layered. Thank you for watching the comparisons of 6 watercolor paper. I think each paper can be used for different artworks depending on what type of results you're looking for. So if you want the hard lines, go for Aquafina, Canson XL, and Montval. If you want a smooth and light color drawing, go for Canson XL. If you want a vibrant color, go for Canson Heritage, Waterford, or Lamplight. If you're working on a client work, go for 100% cotton, and so on. I hope this helped you choose the right paper for your next artwork, and remember that I put the details in the YouTube description below, so check it out right now, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to stay artsy and to never miss a new video. Goodbye for now.